Some Democrats are already condemning Trump's strikes on Venezuela. My next guest is praising the president's actions, saying the United States of America is safer today because of the leadership of President Donald J. Trump. Here with us now is Republican Congressman Randy Fine from Florida. He is a member of the Foreign Affairs as well as the Education and the Workforce Committees. Congressman, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
I read your tweet, but again, your response to these U.S. strikes against Venezuela and the capture of Maduro.
Well, Maduro was an illegitimate leader who, as your previous reporter pointed out, lost the election. And he was running a drug cartel, flooding America with drugs that were killing Americans. As a result, we have hundreds of thousands of Venezuelan refugees that are in our country. So this was a huge win for the United States, completely justified. And it was an extraordinary outcome because, like in Iran, no American soldiers were hurt. And we in a very targeted way, eliminated a real problem for the United States. So a huge win for President Trump, and I'm so grateful to our American military.
And I'm glad you're mentioning that, one, a lot of our soldiers weren't hurt. Do you have any concerns that this could lead the U.S. into war with Venezuela, especially if they retaliate in the next few days?
No, because I'm hopeful that the people who actually won the last election will now be able to take power. We did not remove a leader who was honestly won an election. That is something I think everyone agrees on. Nicolás Maduro was the illegitimate leader of the country. Hopefully the legitimate leader of the country now takes power, and we can see what happened in Venezuela become what happened in Panama. Panama, we took out a dictator a number of decades ago, and Panama is now a great ally of the United States that we work with every day. This should be a huge win, not only for the United States, but for South and Central America. And I think everyone is going to react well to it, except, I guess, for Democrats who support drug dealers.
I'm glad you did mention the human rights violations in Venezuela, just to make our viewers aware if they weren't. John Bolton, Ambassador Bolton, said something very interesting. Maduro's gone, but the administration remains in place. With that said, is the U.S. prepared for possible retaliation?
Well, I don't think they're going to be stupid enough to try. I mean, we were able to go in, dismantle their air defenses, take Maduro and his wife without any casualties. I think they know that if they were to respond in any way, shape, or form, that the consequences would be severe. This man was a drug dealer. He allowed Muslim terrorists with Hezbollah to operate in his own country. Just a truly horrible actor in this part of the world. The biggest winners of today are the Venezuelan people, who can now have the government they wanted take over and now can become part of Western civilization and the Western world. It's a big win for them.
Yeah, because the past few years under Maduro, there were so many economic crises and unrest in Venezuela. As a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Congressman, what is the ultimate end game for the U.S. when it comes to Venezuela?
Well, I think it's not complicated. It is the democratically elected government takes over. They become a successful Western government like so many others in our hemisphere, and they rejoin the community of nations that are down here. I think the also end game is this isolates other rogue regimes like Cuba, which similarly hurt their people. But I think for Venezuela, this is now an extraordinary opportunity to take advantage of their incredible oil resources, get out of the drug business, get out of the terrorism business, and become the ally to America that we want them to be.
Prior to the strikes, many lawmakers, Republicans as well as Democrats, argued that President Trump needs congressional authorization to attack Venezuela. Before these strikes, Trump repeatedly said he does not. Now, this morning, several Democrats are calling these strikes illegal. And I want to pose the question to you, sir. Does Trump need authorization from Congress to carry out these strikes? Is he acting within his presidential powers?
Absolutely. Look, Democrats will oppose President Trump no matter what he does. I think it's sad and I think it's pathetic, to be honest. This was not the legitimate leader of Venezuela. This was a drug dealer and a drug cartel, no different than any other. This was a targeted law enforcement action to go and get a bad guy and put him on trial. The president didn't declare war on Venezuela. As Marco Rubio has said, this is it. They did what needed to be done and it is over. So we didn't need to do anything. And by the way, do you announce to the criminal that you're coming to arrest them before you go? I don't think so. So the Trump derangement syndrome on display this morning is disgusting, and I think everyone should be congratulating the president and the troops for getting the job done here.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.